Heartbreak is something we all experience at some point in our lives. It's one of those universal feelings that seems to shake us to our core, leaving us feeling lost, confused, and vulnerable. But what I've learned through my journey is that heartbreak isn't the end, it's a powerful teacher and an opportunity for growth. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to take you on a very personal journey with me. This is the story of my breakup. It was one of the most difficult periods of my life, but it led to one of the greatest transformations I've ever experienced. This is a story of heartbreak. Yes, but more importantly, it's a story of healing. Part 1. The beginning of the relationship. It all started like most relationships do, beautifully. We were deeply connected from the start, sharing moments that felt almost magical. I thought I had found the one, someone who understood me in ways no one else ever had. Looking back, I can see that the relationship had its red flags, but at the time I was blinded by the idea of love. We shared dreams, we laughed, and we created memories that I thought would last forever. It felt like we were invincible. But over time, things began to shift. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, cracks started forming. What once felt like love began to feel like distance, and the connection we shared grew faint. So we started arguing over small things, and misunderstandings became more frequent. I could feel the love slipping away, but I held on, hoping we could fix it. Sometimes in relationships, we hold on longer than we should out of fear, out of hope, or out of a belief that things will go back to the way they were. Part 2. The breaking point. The breakup didn't happen all at once. It was like a slow unraveling, with moments where I thought we were going to make it, and others where I knew deep down it was over. It happened one night, during a conversation that turned into yet another argument. It was a fight that seemed like it came out of nowhere. But in reality, it was the accumulation of months of unresolved tension. We both said things we couldn't take back, and in that moment, something inside me broke. I realized that I was clinging to a version of the relationship that no longer existed. It was like trying to hold water in my hands, watching it slip through my fingers, despite how tightly I tried to hold on. That night, we decided to end it. The silence that followed was deafening. It was like the air had been sucked out of the room, and I felt an emptiness I had never experienced before. Part 3. The pain of heartbreak. In the days and weeks that followed, the pain was unbearable. It was like someone had ripped a piece of my soul out, and I didn't know how to function without it. I remember waking up every morning feeling like there was a weight on my chest, struggling to breathe, and wondering how I would get through the day. The hardest part wasn't the loss of the relationship. It was the loss of the future I had imagined. I had built a life in my head, one where we would grow together, support each other, and maybe even build a family. That future was gone. Heartbreak is a kind of grief. You're mourning not just the person, but the dreams and hopes you had for the future. And in that grief, I found myself lost. I distanced myself from friends, avoided social media, and spent countless nights crying. The emotions were raw and overwhelming, and I didn't know how to handle them. Part 4. The Path to Healing. 8/11/00. Healing didn't come overnight, and I won't pretend that it was easy. The first step for me was accepting that the relationship was over, and that it wasn't coming back. That was hard. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of what if I had done this differently? What if we could have fixed it? But clinging to those thoughts was only prolonging the pain. I had to learn to let go. It wasn't about forgetting the person or the memories we shared, but about accepting that chapter of my life had ended. Then came self-reflection. I started journaling, pouring out my thoughts and emotions onto paper. Writing helped me process the feelings I couldn't fully understand. I asked myself difficult questions. What did I learn from this relationship? How did it shape me? What can I do differently moving forward? He also leaned on my support system. My friends and family were there for me in ways I couldn't have imagined. Sometimes when we're hurting, it's easy to withdraw and suffer in silence, but reaching out made all the difference. The people who care about you want to help you, just have to let them. As time passed, I started finding myself again. Slowly, I began to rediscover my own identity, who I was outside of the relationship. I focused on self-care, on nurturing my mental and emotional well-being. I went for long walks, read books, and picked up hobbies I had neglected during the relationship. Part 5. The Transformation. With every step I took, I realized that heartbreak wasn't just breaking me, it was rebuilding me. Through the pain, I found strength I didn't know I had. I learned to love myself in ways I hadn't before. I began to focus on my personal growth, embracing the idea that I could thrive on my own. Healing became a journey of self-discovery, and with it came a sense of empowerment. And one of those powerful lessons I learned was that healing isn't linear. Some days I felt great, and other days I felt like I was back at square one. But that's okay. Healing is a process, not a destination. You have to allow yourself the time and space to grieve, to feel, and to grow. Looking back now, I realized that my breakup was one of the most pivotal moments of my life. It was painful, yes, but it also opened the door to a new beginning, one where I learned to prioritize myself and my happiness. If you're going through heartbreak right now, I want you to know that it's okay to feel the pain, to cry, to be angry, or to feel lost. But also know that this pain won't last forever. You will heal, and when you do, you'll emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Thank you for watching and letting me share my story with you. I hope this video reminds you that healing is possible and that you are not alone in your journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. And remember, heartbreak might break you, but it can also make you. This script is designed to take the viewer on an emotional journey, from the depths of heartbreak to the empowerment that comes with healing.